Hi everyone, it's David. Today we will consider a simple but very instructive problem which one of my subscribers got asked as a Cambridge interview question. The car passed half of the road at a speed of 40 miles an hour and the second half at a speed of 60 miles an hour. What was the average speed of the car? Feel free to pause the video and solve the problem by yourself. At first glance, the problem seems very simple. Isn't it really clear that the average speed is equal to 40 plus 60 over 2 is equal to 50? If you suggest this problem to your friends, most of them will assure you that the average speed of the car on the road is 50 miles an hour. This problem is one of my favorites because it shows that sometimes the perception of the reality can be deceptive, and what seems obvious is an illusion. In fact, the average speed of the car is 48 miles an hour. The answer is 48. Why? To understand this, let's first consider what the average speed is. If the distance is d and the car spent t time to pass it, then the average speed v is equal to d over t. To calculate the average speed, we need to find out how long it took the car to pass it. The car traveled the road at different speeds, so let's calculate how much time it spent on each half. Since time is equal to the distance divided by the speed, then we get t1 is equal, what is the distance of the first section, the section AB? Obviously is half of d divided by what is the speed of the car in that section? 40 kilometers an hour. Let's multiply both the numerator and the denominator by 2. Finally, we get d over 80, where t1 is the time spent during the first half of the road. In the same way, t2 is equal, what is the distance of the section BC? Obviously, it's the second half of the distance. And what is the speed of the car in that section? Is 60 miles an hour. So finally, we get d over 112, where t2 is the time spent during the second half of the road. Now let's find out what is the total time spent on the road. T is equal T1 plus T2 is equal, T1 is equal to D over 80 plus T2 is equal to D over 120 is equal, what is the common denominator of these two fractions? Obviously, it's 240. So if we divide 240 over 80, we get 3. So 3 times d, so we get 3 d's plus 240 divided by 112, we get 2. So 2d is equal 5d over 240 is equal d over 48. So d over 48 is the total time spent on the road. So we get that the average speed is equal d over t. Let's rewrite it in another way. D over t is equal, let's plug in the value of the t, it's d over 48, so it's equal d times 48 over d equals 48. Thus, The average speed of the car, surprisingly, is equal to 48. If the video was interesting, please like it. If you are a student, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.